This gentleman heard me talk. He came up to where I was selling my book, and he said, "Are these all your books?" And I go, "Absolutely." He goes, "I want to buy all of them." And in that split second, when he said that, I got kind of like blood rush into my stomach, and I got tingly, and I thought to myself, does he really want to buy my book? Like, is it really that good? Does he know that I'm really not an author? Did he actually hear my speech? I felt like a fraud for that moment. And then I realized, wait a minute.
The second point that Paul raised is something that I feel personally, over the last 22 years of my career, I still feel this every day, is the whole concept of imposter syndrome, right? Of kind of feeling like a bit like a fraud, right? Like you get up there and you start talking and people view you as an expert in something, and then you're like, really? Like, don't they see right through me at this moment in time?
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit about that, and let's start with that really cool story that you spoke about. What happened to you in Manila recently?
Yeah, I just was in, when I talk about imposter syndrome, I should like have those glasses within like a big nose and a mustache, right? Like a fraud, because you hide behind something. You're an imposter. So I was just in Manila last week on a 4-city speaking tour that was sponsored with SM Retail or SMX. And at the very end in Cebu City, which is a major city in major city in the Philippines, this gentleman heard me talk. He came up to where I was selling my book, and he said, "Are these all your books?" And I go, "Absolutely." He goes, "I want to buy all of them." And so I've been speaking. I authored a book. I've been selling the book. It's gotten nice reviews on Amazon. I have 30 plus years in the corporate world. I think I have a message that I have finely tuned and so forth. And in that split second, when he said that, I got kind of like blood rush into my stomach, and I got tingly, and I thought to myself, does he really want to buy my book? Like, is it really that good? Does he know that I'm really not an author? Did he actually hear my speech? All that in a split second occurs. Right. And so even then, with everything that I've been talking about, and I talk on imposter syndrome, I felt like a fraud for that moment. And then I realized, wait a minute. It's not about overcoming it, it's integrating it and realizing you are going to feel like a fraud sometimes. You're going to feel like you don't fit in. It is all about, but what got me here to where somebody comes up and wants to buy my book and that has my expertise. Thus, I need to understand that is self-doubt, but I have confidence enough if I'm standing up here and I am giving a message to somebody, I better have the honor of standing up straight with confidence and understand that it's going to have that impact and that I am not a fraud. Right. It doesn't make it go away. However, it's how you can integrate it.
Yeah.
Even in today's world, we can walk into a room and it's like, oh my gosh, look at all these people. They know so much more than me. They have all this wisdom. But my definition of wisdom is it's using our intellect in the service of others. So we all have wisdom. So even though there's gurus and all these folks that they're thought leaders, and I'm not even sure how you're a thought leader, because it's like, it's kind of like saying you're cool. You don't really say you're cool, right? So I'm not quite sure how we become labeled that way, but it's really understanding, wait a minute, I'm confident in my message.
Yep.
I'm confident in who I am. And this is what's gotten me up to this point. I feel like a fraud sometimes, or I feel like an imposter, but I actually do have a message to give that has an impact.
Yeah.
Constantly doing that, constantly assessing yourself on a daily basis with whatever thoughts or mindset you need, writing something down, whatever it might be. That's how you pivot or finesse away from feeling like a fraud.
Yeah, amazing. And also, I guess, embracing the fact that if someone else sees value in you, like, let that empower you in a way, right? Embrace that rather than rejecting that.
Roberto, you're golden, man, because that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Here this person came up and they're paying money for my book, and that message meant something to them. And I have the nerve, really, to think and dilute it and say, no, you don't want to buy this book. No, I'm really not. Who am I to say that?
Right.
if that message impacts them in such a way, you nailed it. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And that holds true if for people that are in the corporate world, business, family, things will happen in our lives where we may feel like, I have really no clue what I'm doing here. They're going to find me out, right? But then to really kind of take a step back and say, wait a minute, I do know a little bit. I have a little way to kind of navigate through some of this.
Absolutely.
Because I've gotten to this point in my life in terms of a success.
Yeah.
And to
Absolutely.
own that. So if you can own and be aware of being a fraud, you can do the opposite of that. And that's the key, is really understanding and say, okay, this is my fraud voice coming in, or this is the imposter who's dressed differently, has blonde hair, or is bald, and is a little bit different than me, talking.
Right.
And to recognize that and say, okay, I'm going to put you aside now and go move forward. The best news about imposter syndrome is so many successful people have dealt with it. You know, Maya Angelou, Tom Hanks, Howard Schultz, the founder of Starbucks, Oprah Winfrey. These people are like people that we would deem very successful have all dealt with it and deal with it.
Absolutely. Paul, fantastic. Thank you so much for that. If people want to find out more about you and learn more from your wisdom and the things that you've done, where should they go?
Yeah, why would they want to do that?
Well, I know. Embrace it. Don't let them down.
Don't let them down. Absolutely. It's such an honor. Website is Paul N, as in the letter N as in Neil, Larsen, LARSEN.com.
Okay.
I can be found with that same name on LinkedIn, Facebook, and my Twitter handle is @VoiceAsALeader. So they can find me in any way, shape, or form. And then Paul@PaulNLarsen.com is my email. I welcome everything.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Paul. It was great meeting you.
Thank you, my friend. I
Thank
really
you for the
appreciate
wisdom.
it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, guys. Catch you soon.
Thank you so much.